kings, we are the dreams of the legendary. I don't understand why all this talking is necessary. Why you exchanging heated vocabulary?
Hey there, I'm Lord Farquaad, and today we're going to talk about the different loot systems we have planned for Panau Survival. Originally, we thought that we were just going to try to do a full procedurally generated loot system, where boxes are randomly generated as you walk around the world, and then you just go find them and loot them. This system probably wasn't going to work because, as you can imagine, they would probably spawn on top of houses, just in random places like in the grass, and they wouldn't be in good hidden areas like next to crates, around things, inside houses, etc. So what we have planned right now is we're going to do a combination of that method and the old method where you just run around and you manually place all the boxes and then you can go loot them. So what we're going to do is we're going to have mostly manually placed boxes, just like this one, and then there will be occasionally some that are procedurally generated, so just randomly generated as you run around, and those ones will generally contain better loot as they will be harder to find. And now, speaking of the tiers of loot, there are going to be 5 tiers of loot. So 5 tiers of loot boxes, I mean. So 5 different types of boxes that you can find. As for items, we're not really specifying tiers or anything, so you can just make up your own tiers if you want for various items, but we're not going to be making any specific tiers like, oh, rare tier, legendary tier. It's just the tiers of loot, or levels of loot boxes. So levels 1 through 4 can be found on the ground and contain pretty much everything that you need. 1 and 2 are the easiest to find. This is a level 1 box, so you can see it's just a little green box. If you open it up, it contains mostly food, sometimes other items. We're still working on the loot spawning algorithm, so how often each type of item appears. This is a level 2 box. So as you can see, it's a little bit bigger than the level 1 box, but it's still kind of a wooden texture, a bit greenish. But it has a better loot, such as batteries, various types of grenades, and still has other things. You can also find a few different types of weapons in the lower tiers of loot, so level 1 and 2, such as revolvers, and also you can find credits in those lower tiers. Credits are going to be our currency on here, so you can use them to buy vehicles, purchase things from the black market, and also be able to craft and upgrade items at outposts. All of these topics will be covered in later videos, but feel free to ask about them on our Discord server and we can help you out. This is a level 3 loot box, so as you can see, it no longer has the wood texture. Instead, it's this kind of gray metal texture. Inside of these guys, you can start to find good items, such as Molotov cocktails, various types of grenades. Still, you can find batteries, tripwire, and other things. This is a level 4 loot box, so as you can see, it's a very long design, as opposed to the more square design. You can open it up, you can find various grapple hook upgrades in here, still grenades, mines. You also find various build items such as walls, as you can see, walls, mines, warp grenades, etc. This is a level 5 box, so level 5 boxes are going to be kind of a different tier of loot box, because they're not going to be able to be found on the ground. Instead, you'll find these guys up in the sky in various locations, and they'll just be floating there because, as you can see, they have a parachute, and when you open them, they'll have some pretty good stuff generally. And they'll also have some various unique items that you can't normally find in other tiers of loot. So some items can only be found in level 5 loot. So it'll definitely be a little challenge to be able to go and find level 5 loot up in the sky. And then of course we will have supply drops, which will just be randomly around the world. And that's when a huge plane comes over, they'll drop a large crate, and then you can open up the crate and find some extremely good loot. However, these airdrops and supply drops, whatever you want to call them, will be announced on the server and on the Discord so that people can start getting ready and try to get it for themselves. So these will be very contested and dangerous areas, but it should be a lot of fun. And then of course there is the classic drop box, so whenever you drop some items, let's say just drop 4 credits, as you can see it just appears right there, and it looks like that, just this little box. So you can know that this was dropped by a player, and the other types of loot have been generated by the server with some items in there.